there's groups and people saying, "Oh, well, we have something truth too. We can do something too. We can say something. We can do something. Something is true. Then go ahead." Well, I don't want to say that go ahead word. However, persist, proceed, continue, do so. What is true shall continue. You know, people are using lie excuses to say, "Oh, well, we want to refrain from saying something." Go ahead, do so. No one's stopping you. If you have something important, relevant, and true to say, and if you think that is going to be better with you doing something than refraining from doing something, then go ahead and do something. Regardless of what anybody says. And I'm saying that to those specific groups that may be thinking similar to that. Literally every single night, possibly hasn't been one night that I haven't had something very relevant to say. Speaking of this, now I was going to go back to a different topic of discussion. There's people in my life that haven't gone through the flow from day one till today. There's groups, from my understanding, that have read the book from day one until today, and I know that they're aware, versus people that literally are possibly on this page, on this page, and are going are on this page and are going into my past and are saying, "Oh, well, we don't know this." You know what they're doing? They're literally feeding any form of group that is going against me or going against truth. Because then those people are making wrong choices, wrong decisions. If something or someone is not keeping them up to date with visions, with thoughts, with something. Yes, because from the true counts, you have to at least see visions and thoughts, to be able to change and know the answers. That's the correct math for me. Everything that makes the most sense is the correct math for me. You know, this is similar to a Sims. You know how in the Sims video game or cartoon, the person can create with avatars something that is true? Well, you can do this here on this earth too. You just have to be a person that is your true self to be able to do everything in terms of beneficial for people, where they can literally function and be correct and be true and fulfill purpose. So this equals the fact that, oh yeah, and this is very relevant too, in terms of if I focus on myself in terms of what I'm doing, the story and everything is different. When I start going into other people's stories and try to give my point of view in terms of what is true, what is false, in terms of what I think, then something in terms of what I'm doing is not the most perfect of what I'm doing because I'm dealing with something or someone else. Because I don't want people to be manipulated. I don't like that type of stuff. It's not normal. De-evolution. No one wants the same thing to happen to them. Why are they doing the same thing to somebody else? Shouldn't. Very, very important for me too. I don't care if I get dysfunction in the process, in the midst. Oh yeah, and this reminds me. Uh, some playouts, some doings are so sophisticated. You literally may think something is so easy until you go through something, and literally you have no idea. Like the I don't even want people to know. You know, you shouldn't have to go through this type of stuff to know or anything. However, some people do have to, depending on whom, some people do have to experience something to understand. However, it has to be with stops. You know, somebody must say that something needs to be stopped and something needs to be stopped. No one can be manipulating or abusing something or someone.
Hi, I'm Johnny with UserWay, here to demonstrate our AI-powered accessibility solution. I'm excited to share with you the power of UserWay's AI and how you can achieve WCAG and ADA compliance for your website while safeguarding your organization against accessibility-related lawsuits. Before we dive in, let's talk about why accessibility is essential from a legal perspective. Over 60 million people in the US alone live with some form of disability. Government regulations require equal access to online services for everyone. Sites that violate these regulations are exposed to expensive litigation and fines. Many high
So I think there's some type of math where literally I'm going to be repeating this again. Something or someone is continuing and something makes sense. However, something or someone is doing some type of wrong math on something or someone. That is what may be occurring. So yeah, this may also have to do with the person themselves being the wrong math instead of going back to fix something in terms of whatever, however they need to go back of whatever they're doing. They're moving forward with their wrong math. And if somebody is the wrong math, they don't realize that it's the wrong math. If somebody does know that somebody is the wrong math, then oh wow. So you know what else may be occurring? Some people are possibly forced or threatened when they're doing something. There's different groups. These different groups, what they're doing is they're possibly going against one another, saying, "Hey, you know what? If you don't continue our agenda or our whatever you're doing, we're gonna steal from you. We're gonna take from you. We're gonna control you. You're not gonna have work. You're not gonna have a job." So if so, those groups have to be known who they are, and those people that are good people, they're not partaking in lies. They have to be able to move forward. They have to be able to move forward without those groups controlling them. People have to guide one another and support one another out of those groups' control so they can move forward correctly. And those groups that are also wrong, if they change whatever they're doing and they get trusted through the process, they can also be guided too. However, being dysfunctional and expecting people to guide them, that doesn't work. That's what people have to understand, that there's a mix, and something that is unjust. Anything that is unjust, I'm not part of. And remember, some people create some type of a person to be unjust, to be able to go against them and claim that they're wrong. Somebody's playing some type of disgusting politics. In my language, I heard somebody saying SMD. So whoever those groups are, whether somebody in my language said that or somebody's being framed to say that, I don't know. Or whom they may be saying that to, I don't know. However, I did hear that at the moment of time. So some people are spying on people and saying this type of a nonsense uh, dysfunction. They're adding on to a dysfunction. They're, they're, they're the reason, whoever's doing this type of a dysfunction thing, whatever they're saying that is unjust, they may be the reason why some type of issue may be occurring. They may be feeding any form of nonsense, is feeding any form of nonsense group. I don't know why there should be any form of nonsense group. The nonsense group should change and be what is true. So that's a wrong math with me. With me, nonsense changes and is true. To somebody else, nonsense stays the same, possibly because of some type of a disagreement of back and forth or something that may be going on. And some people are finding different types of opportunities. They're seeing there's a camera there or anywhere, and they're inciting fear on people with their body language, with their movements, trying to incite fear. Yeah, any form of opportunity some groups receive, they may be even acting like enemies. Any form of groups that may see any form of opportunity to control, however way people are going to affect something or someone, they may be doing some type of a thing where they're trying to incite some type of a fear to control people. Fear is the operating force in specific elements. If that's what, if because look, the way people are affected or they're influenced may have to do with the way they react. So be very, very careful in terms of, you know, showing fear. These groups, they possibly thrive off of this type of stuff. That's how they remain in power because people show fear and that's a leverage for them. That's like an opportunity for them to continue. This is a dysfunction to me. They should, those groups should not be inciting fear. They should not be finding any form of quote unquote wrong opportunity and trying to cause some type of issue. That doesn't make sense with anything. Different types of timelines, different types of beliefs, different types of something that somebody may be going through, possibly brainwashed. And those people that are brainwashed, who knows why they may be doing it. There's some type of a belief game going on. Some type of egotistical battle is occurring. So I think certain groups are also operating in terms of, hey, you know what? You're not convinced with two burgers, here's three burgers. So they may be exaggerating something to win people over, similar to that. If there is some type of a dysfunction occurring, something is dangerous, something is out of control, I don't agree with something being flowing around because that may mess up various processes. So some people are saying, well, something is not working. They're going against what I'm saying. How? Because this equals that somebody's doing a wrong math, doing a fixed test, while they're aware they're doing the opposite of something to try to undermine what I'm doing to claim that something is not working. If something was natural and how something is supposed to be, that's how something is working and it's supposed to work. When something is fixed and a wrong math and you say something is not working, literally going against the fundamental principles and the lessons and the teachings and everything I'm mentioning, how can you claim something is not working? So, I believe there's different types of groups. Possibly what they're doing is some type of a wrong math, fixed math, doing so without anybody realizing that they're aware, and something is possibly unjust and dysfunctional. And if something is unjust and is dysfunctional, then therefore needs to change. Change, stop, and if something is out of control and dangerous, definitely should not be going against any form of processes that do work. Similar to the formula in terms of people being aware, stopping themselves, groups stopping them, or ultimately not fooling around, changing, and then being reintroduced when something is realistically understood correctly. Because many groups are playing some type of a game and maybe going off of with other people's reactions, similar to what I was mentioning before. There's five people, they're moving, they're continuing, they're doing a variety of things, and there's five other people that are literally listening and adapting and possibly controlling these groups. These groups are not saying anything or not doing anything. These groups are. These groups are spying and listening on these people and then adapting themselves on every single thought, word, doing people are doing, and then attempting to go against. So that's a reminder. Very, very important.